growth, impact of exchange programs on personal growth. So I'll be calling on my other director to take the bio for our facilitator this morning in the person of Kehinde Oretimehin.
Okay.
Director, are you there? Thank you.
Yes, we'll take it. We have a recorded. Just hold on.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor, for the warm introduction of Kehinde. I would like to pass the authority to Mr. Sam to play the bio of Kehinde. Over to you, sir.
Magbagbemi actually means don't forget me. I wrote the piece 11 years ago, and I was remembering my lecturers and my colleagues because we had to move abroad and start new life of this kind of music, you know. So I wrote the piece so that whatever we see again means if we don't see again, remember everything we had in school, remember everywhere we've been. Enjoy it. Don't worry. We'll give it again. Thank you.
Today, we are honored to have Solomon as our guest on our conversation with an Alum program. Solomon, as you can see, is an accomplished musician with an intrinsic flair for songwriting, arranging, and teaching. His journey began in the choir of Deeper Life Church, where his passion for music was first nurtured. After earning his diploma in electrical and electronic engineering technology from the Polytechnic, Solomon was awarded a prestigious MTN Foundation scholarship to study voice at the Musin School of Music. Graduating as the institution's first and best MTN Foundation scholar, he also won the Practical Musicianship Award for his exceptional ability to compose, perform, and teach music. He later served as a music columnist for the Guardian newspaper's Sunday Life magazine. Solomon's musical expertise was shaped and enriched by several renowned musicians, and through many masterclasses with leading local and international professionals. His career spans over 2 decades of teaching, conducting, composing, and directing music for leading theater productions such as Igbiawo, Sorrow, Waka, Fela and the Kalakuta Queens, Moremi the Musical, Awo the Musical, Death and the King's Horseman, Chioma the Musical, Speaking Out, I Am Lagos, and many more. In addition to his artistic accomplishments, Solomon is an alumnus of the U.S. Department of State's International Visitor Leadership Program, IVLP, an experience that profoundly impacted his worldview, professional growth, and community engagement. Today, at our conversation with an alum on the topic impact of exchange programs on personal growth, he will share how his IVLP journey expanded his leadership skills, global networks, and vision for using music as a tool for cultural diplomacy and youth development. Solomon Oretimehin currently serves as music director at BAP Productions and IOpenI, a lecturer at the Musin Diploma School, president of the Musin School Alumni, and a dedicated music educator, songwriter, and Yoruba cultural ambassador.
So, thank you for the intro. I would like us to welcome Mr. Kehinde. Mr. Kehinde, it's a pleasure to have you this morning on our program to speak with Alum. Already your bio has been read, and so I would like to give you the opportunity to speak to the audience directly to maybe explain more, talk to them about more of yourself. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Good morning. I want to thank the organizers of this space that I always join every month, and I realize that it is very, very invaluable and very useful. A lot of my younger colleagues and my senior colleagues have gained enormously from this platform. I also want to thank the US Consulate for nominating me for the IVLP program 2 years ago. years, 2 years exactly, 2 years and a month ago. And I would like to share the impact of that good gesture on myself, my community, and my music, music space in this country in general. So if you don't mind, I want everybody to say, yeah, yeah. Please unmute yourselves and say, yeah, yeah. Everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can hear me.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. I've only heard only 2 people. We are about 27. Everybody, please, let's hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So exchange programs are very, very important. And discussing the impact of exchange programs is very, very superfluous, enormous and ambiguous. So please, with all due respect and permission from you guys, I would like to discuss that in relation to my own field, which is music. So for me, as a music entrepreneur, the impact of my visit to the United States for the IVLP, International Visitors Leadership Program, the impact is not something I can discuss in just 1 hour or 45 minutes or a day, because it's still ongoing. I still benefit from it. But for scholastic purpose and academic purpose, I'll make it brief, and it's going to be engaging and direct. Before I was nominated, like you heard from my bio being read, already 2 years of succinct, gumptious music performances and engagement. Not to be cocky, not to be too proud, I think to an extent I've done well for myself through so many teachers that have, shaped my feet and my stratas along the way. There is a way you feel like, okay, what's next? What else can anybody teach me? What else can anybody tell me? But when I got the call, of course, everybody wants to travel to the United States. That you're going to be going to the United States for a program. Normally, I was very, very happy. It was one of the best news ever. But I never knew that what was waiting for me is something that I will forever talk about. From performance point of view, from academical point of view, from the global point of view, even from the Nigerian point of view. Because there are some things that we do that we need to change. There are some things that we do that we need to improve upon. There are some things that we do that are wrong that we need to stop. So please follow me. I have some points I'll be talking about. The first thing here is the exposure, something that money cannot buy. So I grew up with a crazy father. It's not my direct father, but I tagged him a crazy father because the man is crazy, and he mentors a lot of people. The man says that the best currency is being current. Please write that down. The best currency is being current. And that is, if not the best take home I got from my exchange store. You just have to make sure that you are fit into whatever is in book. You must make sure that you get the latest appliances, the latest applications, the latest performance techniques, the latest teaching techniques as regards music. The first thing is exposure. You're going to be exposed to a lot of things. New music, new applications, new digital platforms. I got exposed into because I had other 28, if I'm not mistaken, like 18 or 28 other music gurus from Asia, from Europe, from Africa too, from Australia, from America. A lot of people that I met and share contacts. So you get exposed. You get to see the way people do things. And then you can also marry whatever you feel, music is all about amalgamation. Like the layman definition of music is the combination, putting together of sounds to make meaningful, gesture, meaningful tones, meaningful melodies, meaningful sounds, to the listener. So going abroad on that tour affords me, avails me the opportunity to connect with people with diverse reasoning, diverse cultures, different instruments. The exposure is nothing anybody can buy. You can't pay for exposure. When you're current, you can't pay for it. Because whatever you experience, whatever you know, can never be taken away from you. Secondly, because it was a US organized program, if I have money and I have to just go on tour, I can do that every time, which I've always traveled. I've been traveling almost every year for like the past 10, 15 years. I've always traveled to learn for musical workshops. You can travel, take a tour to Abuja, take a tour to Canada, take a tour to Texas, take a tour to Washington, D.C. And you're going to learn based on your own schedule and itinerary. But I'm talking about a U.S. consulate organized music leadership program, whereby you have access to personnel that you cannot reach on a normal day. You have access to things that you cannot afford on a normal day. What class, master class facilitators, CPDs, people that you see only once in a lifetime, places that you cannot, that you need access from the White House. You get my point? Such experience is not something you see every now and then. It's something that I cherish. It's something that everyone on this platform should look up to. An organized, tour. It's not you sponsoring yourself now, because if you are sponsoring yourself, you go online and you check how much does it take to see a show in Carnegie Hall. Wow, no. It's already late because you should have booked last year. Okay, let's see if I can. But no, that wasn't the case. It was a US program and everything was arranged way before I was nominated. So I had access to top-notch music galleries, top-notch music performances, top-notch music gurus and educators, top-notch museums, And then, like I was saying, when I go to Carnegie Hall, the director, I don't know anybody who knows Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall is one of the best, one of the biggest, one of the most acclaimed performance edifice we have in the world. It's Carnegie. It's just Carnegie. People look forward to watching concerts. People look forward to performance. People look forward to meeting people. We have access to Carnegie Hall. And meeting the director, the orchestra conductors, the composers for all this net opera house.
It's like your audio, Kehinde. Can you hold on? Your voice is squeaky, something like a distortion somewhere. Yeah, the mic is being distorted. We cannot hear you very well. No, it's still squeaky.
Oh.
Okay. Now
Is it my
it's
network?
okay. All right.
So I stopped using the headphone. All right. So I was saying that I had access to big halls that normally individuals don't have access to. And then because I'm also an orchestral conductor, I manage some orchestras, in my own right, my own little corner. You don't usually get access to me. So that made me to cherish meeting conductors, composers, meeting residents, music directors of all these prestigious, music making or music performance. That is something that you don't get to. For example, if you're a paramedical scientist and you get to meet Ben Carson, do you know how graceful and do you know how awesome that would have been? You get what I mean? So I met the biggest conductors, the biggest composers. I was able to travel with other gurus from other countries. That's something you can buy. That's something that doesn't happen every now and then. And then again, like I said, music is combination of stuff. There was something I did like 7 years ago while I was lecturing at the Museum Center. There was a program I did with the students called Pot of Soup. The African pot of soup normally is not like the normal soup, whereby you just see maybe tomato paste and vegetable. No. A typical African pot of soup, you're going to see so many animals, so many vegetables, so many spices, a lot of things, because they want to take the soup and every part of your body, straightened up. That is what I got from these exchange programs. Because I remember one of the final performances, everyone was tasked, we were all asked to prepare at least a performance. We had the concert, that should be at New Orleans. Yeah, we had our final performance. And people from Qatar performed. People from Japan performed. People from Serbia, Finland, Poland, Germany. So you can imagine all performances in one. And when I was performing, my drummer was from Venezuela, my pianist from Israel. So you can imagine. So we had to rehearse and try to blend our ideas, our nuances, our tones, our tessitura. We have to blend everything together, which also opened my mind to collaborative, for future purpose, which is already on the way. By the end of this year, we're going to be coming out with our first EP. Because let me also make it known that we were the first set of music leaders for almost a decade of IVLP. There was never any music, exchange program. We were the first. So the experiment was good that following year, they said, okay, let's have the next set because of our performances and because of the togetherness. Another thing that this program has taught me that I feel everybody should look forward to is that the media don't do justice to humanity. You get to meet people direct. You get to hear from them direct. The way Nigerians have been portrayed. Because I remember a few years back when I wanted to do some British exams, we traveled to Ghana, myself and my colleagues, about 5,000 of us, like twice in a year, to take those exams. Because the British were saying that Nigeria is dangerous to inhabit. Nigerians are this happy. And they said it to my face. Oh, so Nigerians are this happy, but that's not what we see online. So the same thing I told the Israelis. In fact, to shock you, the two best friends of mine, Israeli and the Palestinian. There is a guy from Palestine, there is a lady from Israel, and they are my two best friends, and they are best friends. They speak the same language, they are always doing things together. They're educationists. So meeting people, you get to hear from the horse's mouth. You get to experience their way of life. You get to experience their diet, their greetings. You get to even respect nature more. Now, performance opportunities and elevation. See, when you go on tour, normally, from a Nigeria point of view, an entertainment point of view, it is see and feel. When you travel and you post, people tend to respect you more. They see you as an international performer, as an international personality. And that is a golden opportunity. That is That's like a joker that I've always used. Whenever I go anywhere, I put the I put the badge of honor, IVLP alumnus. Oh, IVLP, oh, and people respect that. As at yesterday, I met a lot of people, and they're like, oh, I think I know you. I think I know you from the IVLP. So that elevates your strata. That gives you a kind of status, you know. And there is no way you can attend any US exchange programs that your life remains the same. Based on your knowledge increases, you know, your status also elevates, it transcends, it's normal. It is something you cannot, it's the fact, you know. Somebody said only fool can argue facts, you know. Yeah. Another thing you learn when you go on exchange programs is that you're going to be loaded. You're going to be loaded, you're going to be pregnant with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful exposures, beautiful knowledge and, you know, understanding. You're going to understand a lot of things. And somebody says, when you are loaded, you will be needed and you'll never be stranded. You get? So because you are loaded, people want to pay for your services. People want to sit down and hear you speak. People want to sit down under your tutelage. People need you to mentor them. And then you can't be stranded. You are, in fact, since I got back, my income has not only doubled, has increased tremendously, you know? And that's something that I have to let us know as Nigerians. Because whatever you do, you need to monetize. And when you go on such exchange programs, no, from one point of view, your life will never remain the same when it comes to finances, because it's going to open doors to you. And let me also say that our predecessor already created a platform for everybody that's been through that program since inception. And then they help, they connect, and they communicate, you know, and things always go around in that group. So it's something you should look forward to. And finally, credentials, your CV. You know, when you want to talk to people, for example, I remember those days, great effect, great effect. Until now, when I go to pitch my business, when I go to perform, when I go to negotiate with clients, and you see people greeting themselves, Floriat, Floriat, Floriat. Once you say Floriat, they open doors to you. I'm like, what is Floriat? Until I realized that's a slogan for King's College Old Boys Association. And when I heard them, when I Floriat, I'm like, what's Floriat? You know, something like that is what is happening with the IVLP, with the exchange programs, US exchange programs. Once you say you are alumnus, wow, they just afford you all the opportunities. At least they give you the first come, first serve opportunities. It's something I hope, if not all of us here, should partake in. We're all going to enjoy it. Should you have any questions, I'm still here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. We really appreciate your insight. I understand how exciting it has been during your visit to the US. I'm also an IVLP. When you are talking about your experience, like your visit to the Kennedy Center and what have you, I can reason on how excited you are. But this brings me to this: has this visit, the IVLP exchange, how has it impact your work? Even though you are successful, and of course that's the reason why you are being nominated to travel to the United States for the IVLP. But then what changed after the visit? Yeah, our audience and I myself would like to know, what impact does that mean? Even though you started making instances whereby you say you made a lot of people from all corners of the world, but then back here in Nigeria, we would like to know the impact it made on your personal growth back here in Nigeria.
All right, thank you. One of the CPDs we had was about copyright, you know. And as a songwriter, I've written over 5,000 works for different mediums, for violin, for orchestra, for voices, for stage, for student reciters, for auditions, for concerts, for adverts, for movie, you know. And the problem we have in this country is copyright. So I've been able to pin down some copyright companies and organizations and agencies in the US that have been helping me with my publishing. You get what I mean? Because in this country, I don't know, Maybe there's a way we are going to get into that later, but copyright has not been so well managed. But I've been opportune to be able to, be on the verge of striking a deal with an agency in California. So that is something I gained. And then for my songwriting, because I'm a Yoruba ambassador, I've always written Yoruba songs. So and it's rare for Americans to teach me about my Yoruba works. So I won't say that I don't want to, exaggerate or, say they impacted my songwriting. But like I said, it's the management. It's the management of myself, the management of the product that I have, that I really learned that no, the world is not enough. I can do more. I can do better. I can renegotiate. I can refactor my parameters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. I'm sure some of our audience across all American spaces in Nigeria would like to ask you questions. But before we go there, what advice will you give the majority of the youth that we have here about personal growth? You don't get such an opportunity on a platter. So what will your advice be to the young ones growing up and, try envying you now, talking about all your experiences, all the great things that happens in your life and what you are dreaming to be? What will your advice be to our audiences before they ask you directly themselves?
All right. So first thing first, I need to clarify that I got lucky. I just got lucky. How? The church I attended from my profile, Deeper Life Bible Church. And then I got lucky to have a phenomenon choir master. He's a professor in Unilag now, Professor Alberto Ekelome, who gave everything to teach us, about 500 of us. So from there, the foundation was laid. He was our mentor. What I will advise is for youth to always get mentors. Whatever the career path you want to take, just make sure you pay for it. If you need to pay for it, get mentored. Because somebody says that when you get a mentor, you can be delivered from tormentors. That is the job of mentors. They save us from tormentors. Tormentors may not come in human form. It may be financial, it may be academical, it may be creative tormentors. You just find out that you cannot just perform. You can't just think. You're not just getting it right. But when you have mentors, they deliver you from tormentors. So I got lucky, and then because of the core values imbibed in me from my mentor, Professor Abata Ekulome, and the teachers that have taught me, late Mrs. Manu Napata, who died at 86, who died last 2 weeks ago, Mrs. Edna Shoyonwo, who is 92 years old, grandma, pianist, composer, Mr. Emeka Nwokedi, Chief Emeka Nwokedi, who is the lecturer at Muzon Center, and not the lecturers at Muzon Center. There is a core value, MTM Foundation, that they will imbibe in you if you have mentors. And that's discipline. So you sit there, you don't chase money first. You make sure that you walk the talk for people to talk the walk. As a young person, find mentors and be disciplined. You see, fortunately or unfortunately, we are Nigerians. And that is Nigeria that we have. When I travel, I see that it is much easier in some other climes. But here that is so easier, so to say. It means that you require more effort. You just have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And also, the is that you have to pay attention to instructions. Somebody says that when you pay attention to instructions, you will not end up with detention. Financial detention, academic detention.
Sorry, Kehinde, your network is switching again. Thank you very much, Kehinde. That's wonderful insight, and we are really enjoying your insight and your experiences in the years. There have been questions on the chat box. David says, how do I participate in an exchange program? That's his first question. And the second question is, what are the requirements to be qualified for an exchange program? And I don't know whether you're the one who is going to answer that or your nominees, and where can one start from? So this is question, and I would like to, before I let you answer this question, I would like to inform all other directors in all American spaces that if you have questions that you would like to ask Mr. Kehinde, the time is right for you to do so, as our time is well spent, and we would like to keep to time. So it's over to you, Mr. Kehinde. I'm sure you heard what I said. How do I participate in an exchange program? That's the first one. The second one is, what are the requirements to be qualified for an exchange program? I'm not sure if you are say the one to answer that. Then where can one start for? It's like,
I think I
can
can
you hear
answer.
me?
I think I can answer the one qualifying for IVLP before Kehinde can chime in.
Right.
Yeah, you know, IVLP is International Visitors and Leadership Program. You don't compete for it. It's the US government officials that sees you and find you qualified. And then your names will be presented and you will compete with others in that category. The program actually is to enhance the leadership skills of Nigerians, not just Nigerians, but all around the world, on a particular area of interest. In his own case, music. So if you are good in your area and one way or the other you came across, US government officials, then you might have that connection. Thank you very much. Over to you.
All right, sir. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, good. You are good, Kehinde. Go ahead.
All right. So I just feel like it is even safer now in this climate where we have digital platforms, social media platform. Always post, take the pictures, whatever you are cooking, if you're into nutrition or culinary, take videos and post. People will see it. Even if the US officials want to nominate you, they will have gone ahead to Google your name and see what you've been doing in the past months and weeks and years. So I'll just advise that whatever you're doing, because just cast your bread on many waters. You get my point. Don't put your head in one basket. Just make sure that you keep on working and make use of your Facebook, your Instagram, your social media platform. You have to make sure that not only gossip, gossip people should not be the only people that have hijacked it.
Your mic. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde.
Yes, sir.
I can see some hand raised from American corner Calabar. So if Calabar is ready, you can go ahead and mute yourself and ask your question directly to Mr. Kehinde. Calabar, you are on. You are muted, Calabar. Calabar, you are still muted. We cannot hear you.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. We just had a little freeze. Is it question time?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, it is. I thought you were asking a question. Okay.
Someone wanted to ask question.
We all know Afrobeat as a popular genre in Nigeria. So my question is Afrobeat also the genre used all across Africa?
Did you get that?
Mr. Kehinde, have you gotten that question?
Yeah, it says, is Afrobeat also what?
generally used across all parts of Africa?
So he's asking if the Afrobeat is a genre that is used across other African countries other than Nigeria.
Thank you. I've only been to a few of African countries, but thanks to social media, so I can verify that Afrobeat is enjoyed by everyone in the world, everyone in the world, because I met people from Haiti, I met people from Venezuela who know Davido, who know Burna Boy, you get? So I'm sure Afrobeat is everywhere. It's a force. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's like there is no any other question, but all right.
There are questions from Ibadan and then from the Benin City.
Okay. Benin City, you go ahead.
I think it's Ibadan they are calling. Yeah, it's Benin City they called. Oh, okay, my bad.
Benin is on now.
Morning. Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we are hearing, but there's a pitch behind. You can just mute one of the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. It's just a concern and a question too. I'm just wondering what motivated you into music and drove your passion to this extent of blazing the trail in this field. I'm particularly concerned because in those days, parents would rather that their children, in quotes, do courses that are maybe more responsible as in like that's what they think. So I'm just wondering at that time, what drove your passion to this profession and got you to the extent of blazing the trail? What was the driving force? What motivated you into music and what drove your passion to get to the zenith of this career? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that question. That's a very, 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 very important question. So, like I said earlier on, I got lucky. I just got fortunate. I started from the church, like every other, most musicians actually. And I think, like if you're a man, that's not your decision to be born into a family of Igbo tribes or Yoruba tribe. There are things that you just get lucky to be born as an Otedola, to be born as a Dangote, to be born as, you get my point. So I just got lucky to be given birth to that kind of family who realized that this guy likes to sing. I like to sing. I like music. And the problem those days, I was practically almost like the head boy, because one of the most brilliant chaps in the school back then. And, after your GSS3 WAEC, you have to be in science class. You have no say. They just pick the brilliant ones, science class, the average commercial, and then the lower people, arts, Back then, if we knew better, I would have gone to the art class, but I was in the science class. That's why I went to Polytechnic to do my elect, but after then, Survivor, okay, while I was doing elect, I was still in the choir, learning to read music, learning saxophone, being with orchestra with Professor Albert Ekelome, Yeah, so, and creativity is something that is in you. It's not like you are going to find X if Y is this or perpendicular to something, So I just got lucky, So then after school, I survived by instincts. I started teaching. And then during extracurricular activities like the Mother's Day, the school graduation concert, I will handle the music departments, When the parents said, go and study this music, because if you are a music teacher, it's going to be better than being a class teacher and doing this thing. I came to museum full time, 2000. So I just got lucky. So I've never looked back. And I always make sure that the core values, like I said, I went to a church, people are like, where the core values there are non-negotiable. So that you take it or leave it. So they are always with you. You know, when something that is imbibed in you from onset. So the culture is there. You must come early. You must say it the way it is. You cannot come to a space before me. You can't. I conduct orchestra. The people don't come before me. I come earlier than everybody. You know, I teach. I come earlier than my students. I must come early. So that is what I learned. Punctuality, discipline, originality, reality. Those core values will always show in anything you do. And like I said, I got lucky. I got lucky. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde.
Any other question?
Yeah, we have Ibadan. Ibadan is next. Lower your unmute and
Keep
ask your
going.
question.
Talk.
Good morning, everybody. So my question is directed to Mr. Kehinde. Having worked with people from different parts of the world, my question is, how do you handle the culture shocks that comes from different people from different parts of the world?
Thank you.
How do I handle what? The pressure?
Cultural shock from different people from different part of the world. That's what she's asking.
All right. Yeah, so I like that. If you can hear me, now listen very well. There is something that Nigerians have that is intrinsic, that cannot be taken from us. We can adapt. Nigerians are in the coldest part of the world. Nigerians are the majority in the hottest part of the world. So we can adapt. So like I was saying, the core values, I didn't grow up anywhere. I grew up in Lagos, grew up in Nigeria. I've been to the north many times. I've been to the south, I've been to the east, I've been everywhere in Nigeria. Because of the job that I do, entertainers, you travel to go and entertain people. Travel for weddings, for burial ceremony, for occasions, and you know. So I've been raised in Nigerian. You get my point? Yeah. So they were the ones that were trying to blame with mine. It was easy for me. It was so easy for me because in Bariga alone, you have people that behave like Venezuelans, people that behave like Jamaicans, people that behave like Americans, people that behave like Japanese. In Mushin alone, you know, so it is normal for me. It was so easy. Like I said, I got lucky. I was well raised, and I didn't take that for granted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. That brings me to the next question that I had wanted to personally ask you. You talked about mentoring, which is not quite obtainable in this part of the world. What will you say to those that need mentees or don't have mentees? What will your advice be for them in terms of being mentored so that they can excel in whatever they do? Because this is what is lagging in whatever, generally in the youth, they just, it's something amiss. When you ask who is mentoring you, in most cases, no is the answer. So what would your advice be to in such a scenario?
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I will also say it again, that I got lucky that I was put in a church where people can oversee your affairs. In my choir, once you are not first, second, third, they throw you out of the choir. Go and focus on your school. Come to the church, focus on your academics. So all of us in that choir, we must make sure you are either first, second, or third. It is normal. Professor Ekalome, you throw you out of the choir. And they make sure that on Saturdays, Wednesdays, or Fridays, we come together, we have teachers that will also go through our academics, that will also teach us in case you are lagging. I'm talking about the 80s and early 90s, So I was mentored that way. And then after then, I realized that I need continuity, continual mentorship in my field that doesn't have religious, support. Then I started following Michael Jackson. I follow Steve Harvey. I follow Oprah Winfrey. I follow Tyler Perry, Taraji P. Henson. I follow a lot of them. I follow some other Nigerians. They don't know me. They don't need to know me. That's what I wanted to say, that we have different kinds of mentors. As we have the direct mentorship, we have the indirect mentorship. Let me sing like Beyonce. Let me perform like Ramin Djawadi. Ramin Djawadi was the person that composed Game of Thrones theme song. You know, I started following him. I started going on his live. All these people, they have live broadcast. I will go and listen to them. Oh, really? Imbibe their culture. Try to borrow some of their own ideas in my own compositions. You know, he has been mentoring me. Robert Kiyosaki, all these writers, you just go to their pages. Social media is helpful now. You can always type their names. Once you type anybody's name, you see their social media handles. Google will help you. Just type my name, you see my Instagram handle. Just follow, see what it's doing whenever they are doing live. You know, you take whatever you want and you learn. That is what I've always done. I've always had real and imaginary mentors. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. In a nutshell, what you are saying that you are also ready to mentor others that are interested in being mentored. So the door is open. You can follow him if you are really interested in being mentored. I think I saw a hand raised, Mr. Edeni S from Mr. Adini. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Just a quick one.
Good morning.
I know you work with children. That means you have an experience working with children. So I wanted to ask this question. What role do you think music plays in cognitive development of children, especially of people generally, but children especially? I mean, I have been having this or hearing this myth about if you are able to play a music instrument, it shows a level of your intellectual capacity. How true is that myth? But importantly, what role does music play in cognitive development, especially of children?
Thank you so much. That's a very good question. Yeah, because I've been teaching for like 25, 27 years, attending so many CPDs and so many workshops. I'm going to just talk based on what I've experienced and what I've learned. So, yes, I always discuss whenever my music workshop is to make sure that we don't play Africa.
Your mic is at it again. Still not okay. Or you can switch off the video to get the network strength for the moment. Sorry for the glitch. The network can be funny sometimes. Mr. Kehinde is struggling with his network, so let's give him a couple moments and see if it can be restored. Our time has already been well spent, so let's hope that the network does not toss him out. Hello, Mr. Kehinde, are you there? I didn't his question throws him out from the network.
I'm back. Can everybody hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So sorry for that. So sorry. It's my reception. All right, so I was saying that one of the things we've learned is that we shouldn't expose children to Afro pop at the early age. You know, when we were growing up, we had children music, we had adult music, but now because of streaming platform and some agenda, everything is allowed now on social media. So we know that when music are thoroughly arranged, like our own style of music, you know, that doesn't require every beat and every rhythm, you know. Afro pop is very entertaining, you know, but for your brain, you cannot see surgeon play Afro pop. You don't play Afro pop, they play orchestral music. Whenever they want to operate on patients, you know. You don't see lawyers play Afro pop most times, they play orchestral music because we perform for them. So I can tell you this for a fact. Psychiatric hospital, they can't play Afro pop music, they can't play loud music, disco or band. What they play in psychiatric hospital are piano songs, solemn songs, you know, because your brain needs to be calm. So it's normal that the first, was it not Ben Carson, the Siamese strings operator? Yeah, he was a very, very great musician. But when I read his book, the person that he gave the biggest and the most invaluable credit to was his music director. I said, no, you cannot come for music competition and leave biology competition. Go for your science project. The music is in you already, you know, because the music in you is going to make you to solve the problems of the world. You get my point? So if I can answer your question correctly, you are right. The kind of music that you do, you know, forms the way your body develops. When I was pregnant with my son, I will always place phone beside the womb, and I will play Mozart scores. I will play Beethoven scores, Chopin scores. So when my son was given birth to, he understands music from his mother's womb, because I know that, because I'm an educationist. I know that children are supposed to be exposed to classical music in early stage because it helps their brain to develop well. I hope I've answered your question. If you are still there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. Our time is well spent, and I would like to, at this juncture, we have only one question that I would like you to address before you give us your parting word. It is from American Space Maiduguri. They says, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced during your exchange program, and how did you overcome them, especially since it was mainly music career as a Nigerian?
All right. The challenges I faced. Maybe like 4. Language barrier. I realized that most of them couldn't speak English. So I just have to find a way to interact with them, you know. And in Africa, I think we just have English and French, but other people, Spanish, Portuguese, German. So we just get out together and everybody speaking Spanish. I'm like, ooh la la. I'm here, you get my point. So I realized that now I have to learn Spanish, I have to learn German. I understand French a little, you know. So that's number 1. Number 2, nutrition. Jambalaya. I said, kilo jamilaya, egbami. What is jamilaya? When they brought it to the kind of rice inside water, like, hey, jambalaya. And then they give you all this broccoli and all these leaves and all these live animals that they give you food with fire inside. I'm like, how am I supposed to swallow the fire in my mouth, you know? That's one of the biggest problems. And then when we got to New Mexico, they said there was an African store. I said, hey, thank you. Even in the same African store, I still couldn't eat the food. You know, so that's just another challenge. And nothing really, it's just language barrier and nutrition. Nigerians, we cope everywhere. It's normal for us. The world is made for Nigerians. Everywhere, it's made for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. And I would like us all to give a round of applause to Mr. Kehinde. Thank you very much for your insight and your experience sharing. And what will, lastly, that's my last interaction with you directly before I hand over to Dr. Georgina, is what will your parting word be for participants hearing you across all American spaces?
All right, I want us to be proud as Nigerians. Like I said, we need mentors. It's only mentors that can deliver you from tormentors. You don't need to know them one-on-one. Go online. If you're something into automobile, go to Japanese space, try and see how Mitsubishi started, Suzuki, Toyota. Go there, find the engineers in charge, follow them, chat them up, email them, let them see that you are not scammed. They will follow you up, ask them questions. You don't need to meet them directly. Like I said, Oprah Winfrey, one of my mentors. Tyler Perry, one of my mentors. Michael Jackson till he passed. Whitney Houston. I try to see how they react, how they impact. You know, tormentors are always available. Mentors are never available. You have to find them. You have to find them. Find mentors. Make sure that you are loaded, because when you are loaded, you'll be needed. You'll never be stranded. And make sure you are current, because that's the only currency that anybody can spend. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. Over to you, Ms. Dr. Georgina, for the closing remarks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kehinde Oretimehin. Thank you so much for speaking to us this morning with so much passion. Thank you for sharing your insights while on the IVLP program. We appreciate you very deeply. We have all learned a lot from you this morning. The one that struck me the most is that we must ensure that the best currency is being current. That one really struck me. So that's going to put me on my toes to go to work. Thank you. So on behalf of the American Spaces, we appreciate you for coming to share your insights with us this morning. We want to quickly appreciate the U.S. mission in Nigeria that gave us the opportunity, all of us, all the American Spaces, to come up with these laudable programs where we are all upskilling and building capacity. We want to appreciate all the directors from all the spaces for being with us this morning. And we also appreciate all the members of American Spaces Nigeria and participants for being on this call. Thank you, American Spaces Nigeria, for having us this morning. And thank you, Kehinde, once more for being our special guest and facilitating this session. My name again is Georgina Erifeta. I'm a professor of ecotoxicology and ecological biochemistry from Benedict University. Thank you all for being with us this morning. Thank you. I will pass this on to Professor Yitayo to maybe he has something to let us know. But please, before we do that, let me quickly remind us that this event we had today, Conversation with an Alum, is one of our shared programs. We have other shared programs brought to us from the American Spaces Education USA. That is always every Wednesday. We have the Speak with a Diplomat events. We have the employability events, webinar, employability webinar. And sometimes we come up with the MOOC programs, which is the massive open online courses for participants to upscale and build capacity. We also have our youth development programs. And once more, I appreciate all of you for being on this call. Professor Yitayo, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I really want to appreciate our Oga from Moson for quite a wonderful time. Can you all hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so thank you really, we're very, very grateful. And we are sure that many people are going to hear your stories. And please, let's keep telling people we have recordings of all our programs on our YouTube channel. And our YouTube channel is American Spaces Nigeria. So thank you, Mr. Kehinde. Have a wonderful day. Thank you also, the moderator and the professor. Have a glorious day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.